The Time Portal. Prologue. "Are you sure we can come onto the king's property without him giving us his permission?" asked Theodore, inquisitively as he frightfully followed Calazar onto the king's lawn. "Of course. That old scoundrel tried to put me out of his kingdom once before. If he knew I was around now, he would have me killed before I had a chance to prove my innocence in the slaying of King Stephen. Besides, it was he who killed his own brother, so that he could have the throne. That is why we must find the portal, so that before we're found. I must go back and prove he did in fact murder his own brother," said Calazar as he crept through the palace garden. Suddenly there was a cry, and Theodore and Calazar were quickly surrounded by soldiers. They gave up without a struggle, for they had no weapons to fight off the guards. They were brought before a big hall, which was filled with antiques and old paintings of the past rulers. Soon the party stopped in front of two large doors. One of the guards went inside. While he was still in the room, the occupants outside the room heard much yelling and screaming. Finally, the guard came back out with a sickly expression on his face. He then whispered something to another guard, and after a few moments of silence, the guards led Theodore and Calazar to a staircase that was rotting with age and bugs. After they were forced down the stairs, the door slammed behind them and was locked. The room in which they were placed was a very small, drafty storage room that had been built on after King Windsor's reign started. Its purpose was to hold prisoners of the king until they were called upon to be prosecuted. "Calazar, why is it so important that you prove to the people that King Windsor killed to be put on the throne?" With this said, Theodore sat next to Calazar, who had lit a small fire with some old wood that he had found in the corner of the small room. "Oh, Theodore, you would not understand. A long time ago, Stephen Windsor was my dearest friend. We had planned many adventures when he became king, but his younger brother wanted to have the throne so badly that he was willing to kill for it. So he planned to kill his brother. After his father had died, Richard Windsor, who was the younger brother, killed Stephen while he was sleeping. The next morning I found Stephen dead. Before I had a chance to call for help, Richard, with many guards, came in and arrested me. I was tried and found guilty of killing Stephen, and also committing treasons against the country. So I was exiled to another country, told never to come back again. I swore that I would return to prove my innocence, but in the eyes of all my peers, I was a traitor. So that is why I must come back in search of the time portal. If I can find this time portal, then I could go back and prove my innocence. The only problem is that it only is visible on the second day of each month, and exactly visible for only 2 minutes. Today is the first day of the month, so tomorrow will be the day that the time portal is visible. So we must get out of here." "But how will we escape? There's no way out of this room. We will just have to find a way, Theodore. But for now, get some sleep." The next day, Theodore and Calazar were brought before the king. "So it is my old friend Calazar. I thought we had banished you forever from this country," King Windsor said. "Why have you returned?" "You know why I'm here, you scoundrel. I shall prove your guilt to all the people that my name will be free from the murder of Stephen." Calazar was cut off by one of the guards when the king had motioned for him to be quiet. "Tisk, tisk. Please don't mention that name. Each time I hear it, it reminds me of my beloved brother, who was slain by you." "Oh well. Put them back where you got them. I do not feel like messing with them today." With that, Theodore and Calazar were brought back to the small room. "How will we ever escape, Calazar?" inquired Theodore. "I don't know. Get some rest for now. We have a lot of work ahead of us." With that, Theodore went to sleep and did not wake up until Calazar had awakened him, saying, "Wake up! Wake up! I think I see the portal forming." "But that's impossible. We're in a room. The portal was said to be in the garden of the palace." Yes, but this room was built after Richard was crowned, so it is possible. But we must be careful to enter at the right moment, or we'll end up in the wrong time. Get ready." With that, Calazar and Theodore got ready to jump. Just as Calazar yelled, "Jump!" the door opened and the guard yelled at them to stop. This startled Theodore and he froze. Calazar jumped through the portal. Theodore then realized what was happening. He then jumped through the portal just as it had disappeared. Everything went black. Well, there's the prologue to the time portal. Hopefully next week I'll have chapter 1 for you. Again, I'd like to remind everybody I wrote this around 1988-89 time frame, so nearly almost 20 years ago. So, again, a story from a while back, but hopefully you'll enjoy it, and I'll have another chapter soon. Until then, tschüss, arrivederci, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye, good day, good evening, good night, whatever you're having, have it, and enjoy it. Bye-bye.